under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Is there a motion to approve the claims?
I'll move we approve our claims.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Mr. Barnes. Is your mic working?
What are we going to do without that guy?
Yeah.
On the agenda, I have the Oklahoma County burn ban. We have met the criteria as contained in state statute for doing so, including polling the fire chiefs in Oklahoma County. It's my recommendation that this be re-implemented for another 14-day period.
Okay.
I'll move approval.
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
It might be of interest to you to know that Oklahoma has the highest percentage of land in comparison to the size of the state in a significant drought category in the United States currently. That's our current drought.
Wow.
And it is significant in Oklahoma, which is a factor for that. There'll be a new drought survey coming out, but that is one of the contributing factors, certainly.
I have a quick question.
Yes, ma'am.
Besides, obviously, not burning things outside of a grill, what can people do in this event of an extreme drought? Is there anything people can do to make it?
Well, there's a lot of
better?
activities that aren't necessarily intended to be fire related. For example, outdoor welding, cutting operations, brush hogging, mowing, where you've got a lot of rocks, those kinds of things. It's just being cognizant of those type ignition sources and being aware of that and paying attention. If you're running a brush hog, keep an eye behind you, those kinds of things. So just being careful with other potential ignition sources is a big deal.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Cigarette butts.
Yeah, cigarette butts.
Okay. Policy and governance. Michael, do you want to lead us through these items?
Yes, Commissioners. First item is the construction projects being funneled into a more or less a bucket to put all the construction items into one fund.
Okay. Any questions?
And this is just for ARPA, correct? ARPA related projects.
Yeah.
Okay.
ARPA dollars
Okay.
that are currently in construction projects that have been approved. And then this item will actually, this allows for additional dollars to help with the, if there's any overruns or concerns on the other projects.
Okay. I'll move approval.
Second.
The one concern would be there has been some feedback that requisition officers and they would be restricted on the number of people that would actually have access to the various departments' dollars. I may suggest that the motion be changed to actually defer this item till November 7th so P&G can continue review at today's meeting.
Okay. Is that what you think? You're on P&G.
With some of the questions that have arisen from discussions yesterday with the consultants, there is a hurdle that needs to be discussed and addressed as far as the requisition officer and who the receiving officer would be for this individual bucket. I have ideas about the way they could work. We need to make sure that the individual has the ability to increase his workload, that he's not too stacked up right now. So,
All right. Cody.
I just wanted to offer a little bit of clarification since I drafted this agenda item. The 5.6 million, if you recall, you guys had previously approved several construction projects. Those projects and the dollars associated with those projects are sitting in the county capital as individual line items. A little over $9 million. So if you create this account, there's another agenda item that would be to move those over. When we discussed those items at P&G recently, there was some concern about whether there was actually enough money associated with each of those. We are recommending increasing those by 20% to 10% for change orders, another 10% for additional costs. That 20% is part of this $5.6 million. The remaining of this $5.6 million would allow you to take the projects that you've already approved plus the additional 20% and then have $15 million total in that bucket, so that if you have the cost overruns on these projects beyond the 20%, or policy and governance has other construction projects throughout the process that they recommend and BOCC approves them, as long as budget board creates this process, then you wouldn't have to wait every month for 3 more weeks to go to budget board to then approve moving money into there. So this item and the other item would allow for a total of $15 million in that construction bucket, which would fund your previously approved plus 20%, plus like $3.7 million in additional money for those buffers. We had discussed the requisitioning officer and receiving officer with Accenture. Joe and I did yesterday. Our understanding what we would do, because we're still in the early processes of all of those construction pieces, where we're not really needing to do receiving and requisitioning yet. So we could put in place temporary receiving and requisitioning officers, just delineate who that's going to be temporarily. And then as we get further into the process of those construction projects, we'll have time to figure out exactly who we're going to have as the requisition and receiving officer. But that's a process that can be happened on the back end.
so we can go ahead and approve this without knowing who our requisition and receiving officers are, and we'll just name those.
That was my understanding from conversation with both Accenture and Chantel. Because we set up funds all the time, and then we'll come back later and assign a requisition and a receiving officer.
Okay.
So I just wanted to clarify
Thank
the numbers. So
You agree with that, Michael?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. There's been a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye. Will approving the requisition and receiving officer for this account have to come back to the BOCC?
Right. Okay. Item 4.
Item 4 is just
Just
pretty
the
much what
transfer?
Jody had said.
Okay. Is there a motion?
I'll move approval.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Item 5 is a handful of projects that didn't have the cents on them, so $4.61 would cover those, and we recommend approval.
Motion to approve.
I'll second if it lets me second.
Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Commissioner comments. District 1,
No comment.
3. Nothing. Is there a motion to recess into executive session?
I'll move we recess.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Take it up with your DA. Okay, is there a motion to return to regular session?
I'll move we return. Are we doing it on the screen?
Second.
Okay.
All right. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. There's no action, I think, needed on item 7
That is correct.
at this time. So we will
No.
have citizens' participation. Seeing none, is there a motion to adjourn?
I'll move we adjourn.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Stand by for budget board.